On Thursday of this week, a viral photo made its way around social media. The photo was actually taken in a Delta Airlines break room, and it showed a poster. You can see on the screen there. It says, "Union dues cost around $700 a year. A new video game system with the latest hits sounds like fun. Put your money towards that instead of paying dues to the union." Because Delta employees who aren't unionized would much rather sit in their living rooms playing a video game and, forgetting about the fact that they have crappy health care, that their hours are being cut for no good reason, or that they're not making enough money to keep themselves out of poverty. Yeah, a video game system's totally going to make them forget all about that. This anti-union propaganda, because that is what it is, put out by Delta, is not only disgusting, but it's insulting to their own employees. Now, for years, Delta employees, this does not include pilots, they already have their union, or dispatchers, they have a union. But the average employees, the people out there, they're moving your luggage, they're out there refueling the plane, they're doing all of this stuff for you to make sure you get from one place to another, that your luggage shows up there, and that everything in between is absolutely perfect for you. May not always be perfect, but they do a pretty good job, right? And all they're saying, and they've been saying this for years, is that, hey, you keep cutting back our hours. You've classified me as part-time so that I cannot get benefits, so that I cannot work over a certain number of hours, so that I'm ineligible for any kind of overtime. I want to work. I just want to be taken care of at the same time, but you, Delta, have screwed me out of that opportunity. Employees have repeatedly complained about the fact that the healthcare offered by this company is too costly and absolutely grossly inadequate. And they want a union. But Delta has engaged in one of the dirtiest, most deceitful anti-union efforts that we have seen in modern times. And let's get one thing straight here. If you work for a company and that company is actively trying to tell you that unions are bad, then guess what? You work for a shitty company. Now, that's not to say you should go out and immediately quit your job. I know that's not an option for pretty much anyone, and I'm not advocating for that. But you need to know what you're up against. If a corporation is telling you not to join a union, it's probably a good indication that you actually need to join a union. Unions across the board raise wages, increase benefits, and help the average workers. But instead of telling you that story, Delta's actually out there telling their employees that no, it's these rich fat cats running these unions. Really? I don't see any union leaders out there today living in multi-million-dollar mansions. What they're doing is going out there on the picket lines and encouraging workers. They're fighting in boardrooms trying to get people better benefits and better pay. They're not in it for the money, and they're not even making a ton of money, by the way. Certainly not as much as a Delta CEO who just a year ago made $13 million in compensation. So the CEO gets $13 million in 2017, while at the same time telling his workers that, hey, wouldn't you be much happier buying a new Xbox than, being able to afford going to the doctor? Because after all, isn't that what all American workers want? We don't want health care. We don't want time off. We don't want better pay. We just want the latest video games because we're all a bunch of stupid morons who don't know how to take care of ourselves. Or at least that's what Delta thinks of us. Thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget, if you like what you see here, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And now you can also become a member of Ring of Fire and get exclusive early access to certain Ring of Fire videos all throughout the week. Just click on the little join button right below the video.